The countdown has begun for a journey that will rescue 149 people from the cramped containers that have been their haven from the tyranny of ISIS. As they walk through the gates of the Mar Aliyah Church, this is the future the Assads are fighting to protect.
Every single person that we have interviewed, they've said, this is not about us. We want to leave here for our children so they can have a future.
At first glance, this seems like any ordinary schoolyard. But look a little closer and you can see the cost of growing up in a war zone.
I remember very well when kids arrive, we ask them what you want to be in the future. So half of them, they were looking to be soldiers, and another half, they want to be police officers. They were completely lost, confused, selfish.
But the shadow of ISIS still looms large in their lives. What are you afraid of about ISIS, asks Father Douglas.
Everything, Father Douglas. I'm even afraid of their name.
But help for these girls and their families is soon to come from an unexpected source. Both their plight and their piety have drawn the attention of Christian advocates around the world, including radio personality and author Glenn Beck.
How did you settle on this particular church, this particular group of refugees?
It was a size that was manageable. Martin Luther King says you can't fight hate with hate, you have to fight it with love.
Beck told the story of these Christian refugees on his radio show and helped raise nearly $12 million to find them a safe, permanent home. They are counting on two uniquely qualified people to get the job done.
Hi.
Contracted by the Hudson Institute Center for Religious Freedom, Joseph and Michelle have spent the past 4 months forging a close partnership with Father Douglas.
What made you decide to actually do something about this?
I am an immigrant. I came to this country fleeing religious persecution. As you know, Christians speak the language of Jesus and have been there for 2,000 years, and they were at a real risk of being completely wiped out.
But you're only rescuing Christians.
We are rescuing people that are most vulnerable.
More vulnerable than Muslims?
The vast majority of the victims of ISIS are Muslim, but the Christians who ISIS has also persecuted suffer as well. The challenges to rescuing them will be daunting. Getting visas, securing a charter plane, negotiating with their host country, Slovakia. It will take the A-team to execute this true life mission impossible, the evacuation of 149 Iraqi Christians.
I'm curious, how did you pick Slovakia?
We knocked on many doors. Yes. We have tried with at least a dozen countries.
A dozen countries turned you down?
They have.
Slovakia, a predominantly Catholic country, is refusing to accept Muslim refugees, but did agree to open its doors to 25 Christian Iraqi families. The plan, a charter plane to fly the refugees from Erbil to the Slovakian city of Košice, house them in this reception center temporarily, and then settle them permanently in the city of Nitra. The mission to save these refugees had just gotten underway when terrorist attacks in Paris set off anti-immigrant paranoia around the world.
The French president has called it an act of war by ISIS.
A multi-country manhunt intensified.
In the end, Slovakia agreed to provide safe harbor, but to prevent terrorists from slipping past their borders, the Assads, experts in counter-terrorism, begin an intensive security investigation of every member of every family.
Why do you want to leave Iraq? And we ask for everything about them and their families, their former jobs, whether they've ever worked for military or intelligence before.
I have here citizenship certificates.
Of the 560 refugees sheltering at Father Douglas's church, 149 cleared the security check for Group 1.
So you're 100% confident that you're not rescuing anybody who could be a terrorist?
Very confident of that, yes.
Once the refugees pass their background interviews, they get fingerprinted at the embassy for visas.
More than half is finished. I think tomorrow will be all.
Okay.
Oh, I feel so much better.
But the way out is far from safe. Joseph's sources tell him that Russian airstrikes on ISIS targets may be imminent.
We're just hoping that the Erbil airspace will remain open for our charter to be able to get these people out.
Despite the potential setback, Joseph and his security consultant begin the crucial dry run of the ride to the airport. It is a mission fraught with danger.
Anytime you have a large group of people, that creates a bigger target.
The perfect route, the one with the fewest turns.
This is a choke point. We wanted to go straight from where the people are and make one right turn. So we're gonna redo this route. Hopefully we won't make any wrong turns again. There's another checkpoint. No cameras, please.
These are the kind of little kinks that we're trying to work out so we can just sail through.
Why are you trying to keep it on the down low still?
There is an intent by ISIS to attack an undefined location in Erbil.
They're ISIS targets with a capital T.
They are.
Yeah, indeed.
They are.
While Joseph finishes his test for the airport route, Majida Habib is cooking in the camp kitchen. She and her family were one of the first to clear the Assad's security check.
Majida is the most passionate person I have met in this camp. She is the life of this camp and is always concerned about keeping the group together.
Majida has 5 daughters and 1 son. One daughter, Valentina, once worked as a nurse. This family of 8 has little but each other, and their hardship draws them even closer.
So you're going to mix this all together with the onions and the almonds and the
But when I visit Majida in the kitchen the next day, her enthusiasm is shadowed by doubt about the Great Escape.
It's hard for me because I think of what's going to happen when I go. I think of what I'm going to do over there. I don't know.
Do you hope to cook for people in Slovakia when you get there?
This is what I love to do. So when I go there, if I could learn just a little bit of the language, I can open a restaurant.
You clearly love your country very, very much. It must be hard to have to leave this behind and to go someplace else. Oh, I didn't mean to make you cry.
It's very difficult.
As tears fill her eyes, all of the women in Majida's kitchen begin to weep.
They've become my family. They've become my sisters. It's very difficult for me to leave them.
But she is determined to forge a better future for her family. Later that day, we watch her stubborn tenacity as she struggles through a Slovakian language class. At that moment, Majida doesn't know that she's one step closer to her dream. Joseph Assad has just been given a suitcase full of hope.
This is incredible. This is everybody's passport right here. I'll show you an example. This is passport of one of the young girls with the national visa to Slovakia. It's becoming a reality.
Everything seems to be going according to plan. But Joseph is about to get disturbing news about the airport as Russia prepares to fire missiles on ISIS targets.
Security incident. We assume that that's the same thing. Excuse me, I have to get this phone call.
We have been told that the airport's going to be shut down. We haven't been given a reason why, but